Hey, everybody, welcome into Star Wars Republic, our show about all things Star Wars here on the Arena Productions. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co host, Burly and Gaming, and of course, our community member and contributor to the Arena Productions, Fubu87. Fubu, how you doing, man? Doing good?
Doing great. How you doing,
Awesome.
guys?
Doing good. We just finished
Doing good.
recording the Arena Multi-Platform Gaming News Podcast, episode 148. So please go and check that out over on Patreon as well as here on YouTube. So, and this episode will be going to Patreon as well, ad-free. So please go and check out our Patreon if you haven't already. So yeah, this is our Ahsoka, season review of Ahsoka. So we're gonna discuss the season and talk about the potential of this series and the future of this series. We're going to get into it. I'm going to show you a slideshow from the final episode of the season as well. But before we get into this discussion, I just want to let all of you know that this is a spoiler-filled discussion. We're going to be throwing spoilers all throughout this episode. So if you have not watched Ahsoka, or if you've only missed one or two episodes, you still should go to Disney Plus and watch the remainder of the episodes and then come back and enjoy this episode because it will be spoiler filled. So that is your spoiler warning. Okay. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So I really enjoyed this series, and I'm saying series because we don't know. Season 2 still has not been confirmed yet, whether we're getting a season 2. They're saying, it's season 2 is coming, but it has not been confirmed. So I will just say this series. The series I really enjoyed it. It had its potential and all, but it had a lot of pacing issues, and there were a lot of questions unanswered when we finished this series. And obviously, it seems like they're going to be answered in the Mandalorian movie, which is going to be coming. Dave Filoni's going to be working on that, and it's going to be coming in the next 2 years or so. But yeah, my character of the show, Rosario Dawson, was awesome as Ahsoka, of course, but Ray Stevenson stole the show. I mean, I loved Baylan Skoll, the character of Baylan Skoll. So many unanswered questions about him, and it's going to be so hard to recast his character, I think. But just how he ends up and all the questions that we have about him and what he's truly after. I mean, we're going to get into the gods of Mortis and stuff, but I mean, I really liked him a lot. The character I least liked, I hate to say this, but it was Sabine. I mean, she's supposed to be a Jedi in training, and then she just completely selfishly goes out and does things her own way all the time. She's so stubborn. And a lot of the things that happen in this series and how things end up is because of her stubborn tendencies. And that's just what that's what I just couldn't stand about her. A lot of the characters, we just didn't get enough time with them. Like Hera, we just didn't get enough time with her. Chopper, I mean, I love Chopper. I mean, if you watch the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels series, I mean, those characters are beloved, and I just wanted to see more of them, and we just didn't have the time because it was only 6 episodes, or 8 episodes long, right? So, I mean, would it have been better if it were 10 or 12 episodes? Maybe. It was rushed. And then once you got to the end, it's like, okay, there's still like all these questions unanswered. Okay, I'll throw it to you guys. What did you think of the season? Fubu.
I think it was really, really good. I don't want to say this because it's really fresh in my mind, but I think it's one of the best Jedi part. Okay, Jedi part, because Mandalorian is a Star Wars universe. But when it comes to Jedi, I think it is one of the best things since Return of the Sith, because that was a very, very good movie. Nowadays it's much more loved when it came out at the time.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge, yes, sorry, Revenge. Sorry, Revenge of the Sith. It's been a long time, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
It's been a long time since, and I think when it comes to Jedi's, I think it's one of the best Jedi content that we've seen in a while. We had the Obi-Wan series, but only the last episode with the fight between Vader and Obi-Wan was really good. And the trilogy, the most recent trilogy, didn't do anything for me. I think I already mentioned before that it kind of killed the Star Wars vibe for me. It was really bad for the brand. But this Ahsoka really helped to revive the love for the Jedi part, because the Mandalorian, you do have Ahsoka here and you have Luke there, but I think the Mandalorian is Star Wars, but it's not the Star Wars focused on the Jedi and the cult of the Jedi and stuff like that. So
it's a side story. It's a side story.
It's a side story, like the other. Andor. Andor is also a side story too. Complement the movie, the Rogue One movie. I really liked it. I think there was pacing issues. Like rewatching the series again, preparing for this. First episode, wow, amazing, so good. And then the second, when they start to build up the story, it's like the second one falls flat for me. And then the third one, okay, then on the fourth one, when it becomes again more Jedi stuff, it starts to pick up. And then episode 5 was peak Star Wars that I've seen.
Yes.
It was peak Star Wars. And it shows the influence that the character of Anakin still has in the universe of Star Wars. Then the second part of the season was starting to, I think there will be a season 2. I really think there will be a season 2. I don't think it will culminate in the movie yet. I think there will be a season 2, and we'll probably talk about that more. But I thought that episode 6, 7, and 8 was preparing the next season. I think they are preparing the next season. By the way that the series ended, they're going to they're laying ground, and I can tell you different stories that I think that might happen on the second season.
Burly, your thoughts?
Yeah, the show, you guys have both said pacing issues. This show was paced horribly. They were drawing this out now, and you're thinking, okay, we're gonna get this big thing. It's like big thing with Thrawn, and Thrawn just drives off and gone. It's like this show. It started out good. Episode 1 I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed some of the other episodes. But as this show has been going on, it was just like, okay, you're teasing me 10 seconds worth of stuff in here, and stretching this out to 40 minutes of stuff of just trying to get there, to get me into what I want. Like, there are great character moments, but like you've said, there are some characters that are not done very well or given enough time to. Just so many character moments. Like Ray Stevens' character was the best character in the show, and unfortunately we didn't get much for his goal, what he was doing, all his decisions and all this and that. They just show him at the one spot at the end, and it's like, this is for the season 2 or movie. I think they'll do a second season, a small short season to bridge the gap between the film. But yeah, this show I didn't enjoy much. It was just because they just stretched it out. Some of the stuff that happened was just like, okay, like the whole. Like, I love the moments between Ahsoka and Anakin when she was in the
World Between Worlds.
The World Between Worlds. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. That was a great moment. Great writing there. Yeah. And then you just got other stuff that was just like, you came out of that, and the scenes in between, it was just like the material just falls really flat. Yeah, Sabine is a brat. She's a bratty child, and throughout this whole show.
Yeah.
And it's no real growth.
Yeah.
Like, the only growth is at the end of, she starts to have some of the Force abilities.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like, okay, we need to pull the rabbit out of the hat. We need to show she has some talent and skill with this.
Yeah.
Whereas, to me, it would have just been better if she didn't have it, and she just was like, "Hey, I fight with a lightsaber, and I have my Mandalorian armor and weapons."
Yeah, well, she hardly used the lightsaber. I mean, her first instinct was always, using the pistols and the blasters and her, the fire that comes out, the typical Mandalorian weaponry, so.
Yeah, and they have that, which is very, very clear on the last episode when the I don't know to call them stormtroopers, but they're shooting, and Ahsoka goes like, "Oh, just shoot," because she wasn't doing anything with the lightsaber, right. just shoot. I think,
and then she was taken out like 4 at a time, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's they were playing to their strength. It's not that she can progress, that she showed that she could progress when she used the Force later in the episode. She can progress. I think it was a bit of a forced progression. I think again, this is not like the cartoons where they can have a lot of the animation. You can have a lot of episodes. It's different when it's live action. You have a certain amount of time to complete things, so they have to rush. But I think they rushed a little bit too much. I think Force abilities, Force being should have been something for season 2, for example.
I have to say though, the zombie troopers. I mean, it's like the dark sisters, the night sisters, possessing and turning them into zombies. It's like The Walking Dead meets Star Wars. It's like,
look, listen to me. Call of Duty comes out. It's coming out this week. Yeah. If they don't put the mode, they have the zombie mode. But if they don't put the mode with the Mandalorian blasters and the lightsaber, they are missing out. They should do that.
Well, yeah, they'd be missing out. I agree on that. I'm sure there's a marketing deal being worked behind closed doors already. But like, it just seemed more that was a paid homage to Jedi Fallen Order for when you go to the actual planet.
Yeah,
and that which is also neat to see that. But yeah.
And I think this is also this is picked up from the legends from the comic books. There is a comic series of them with zombie stormtroopers. I think it was heavily inspired in that.
Yeah, I just want to say my most hated character in this whole series was Senator Ziono. I could not stand that guy, and it's interesting how they're building up how the New Republic is going to fall to the First Order. I mean, just not even caring about what Hera is saying about this big potential threat that Thrawn brings. It's like Thrawn, he doesn't exist anymore. He's dead. Who cares? It was just his ego getting in the way of listening to, a general who has actually fought in the wars, telling you that, look, I mean, this guy is basically, he's the heir to the Empire, and if he comes back, we have to be ready, we have to be prepared, and he just wouldn't stop trying to get her court-martialed, and then of course we get the Anthony Daniels, the 3PO cameo, and I thought that was really cool, where he comes in and gives Leia's message and all. But yeah, I mean, and you see it if you watch like in the animated series, you see like an older Ziono, and his son is actually fighting with the rebels against the First Order, and he's become more mature at that point, and knowingly made these mistakes, and he's coming to grips with them as his son is fighting in the war against the First Order. So I thought that was interesting, but yeah, I couldn't stand him.
Yeah. And I agree there. Yeah, they have to. They always got to push up to show this whole stuff of how the New Republic will fail, First Order will come in. But it's like Thrawn's a character I wanted to see. They did not use him well. It was just, hey, he says his dialogue, and the actor that played him did a great job, but it was just with what he was given. Is like, you're trying to show me how Thrawn is a threat here and the heir to the Empire and all that. You don't convey this well in the show. Like this makes me not like if they do the season 2 or the movie is like I kind of don't care now. It's like your first impression does matter. If you're not going to sell me on how good Thrawn is and give me some badass moments with him, then what's the point? Why should I wait till another season? Like, you could have given me, I didn't need like every episode Thrawn does something bad at. Give me one moment in the final episode. You're like, oh, this is why this guy's the heir to the Empire. This and that and all that. Show me something. They just didn't do it, I feel.
Yeah, it's the money shots. He needed to have that at the end, that epic moment. They didn't give him any epic moments. Like, if I didn't knew anything about Thrawn, okay, it's an interesting character. We'll see how it is. But doing the research and listening to stuff from Rebels, you hear so many things, how amazing he is. And I put him on a pedestal expecting amazing things from him. And they didn't do that. Because this happened, but it's okay. Well, it's helping this. Like, he didn't have the direct impact on his mission succeeding in a sense. Like, he didn't do that epic thing that you go like, wow, he's a master strategist. It went perfect. It missed that aspect for Thrawn for me.
Well, if you read the books, and I think they're waiting for the Mandalorian film to bring this out, but Thrawn attacks Coruscant, basically levels Coruscant, and so then the New Republic has to move to different areas, locations, until it's rebuilt. So I mean, I think that's coming, and they just didn't have enough time to show that in this season, or series. I mean, this is something that'll be shown in the film, I'm sure. And does Luke, I mean, you thought that maybe Luke Skywalker would have something to do. Does Ezra now, because Ezra's back, does Ezra team up with Luke? It'll be interesting to see. And now, how does Ahsoka and Sabine get back to the Star Wars galaxy there? I mean, it's like they're stuck there. Maybe they never come back, because we never see Ahsoka in the sequel trilogy. We only hear her voice in the final film. It's like the Force will be with you. When Rey is like opening up her eyes and looking at the sky, right, and hears all these voices, right? You hear Ahsoka's voice, but you don't see her in the sequel trilogy, and she should still be alive in the sequel trilogy, right? Don't see her at all. Maybe maybe her and Sabine are stuck for good. Who knows? I mean, we shall see. Probably not, because obviously the Mandalorian movie without Ahsoka in it would be, wouldn't be as good. But I don't know, man. Yeah.
I think the path for Ahsoka, I think she's gonna be. You remember last time we talked about this, we were talking about the plot armor. I think the plot armor will end up at the Mandalorian movie. I think she's gonna do a sacrifice play instead of let's say Ezra, so it doesn't repeat the end of Rebels. I think she's gonna do the sacrifice play at the end to stop Thrawn from whatever he's doing, and then she's gonna become a Force ghost or something else, because I do have a thought that if they want to continue Star Wars with Anakin, I think they really should continue with Anakin. I think she could be, I think Anakin, the God of Mortis. I think Anakin is the new father. I think Ahsoka can be the daughter, and I have an idea who would be
Who's the brother
son,
or the son? Yeah, the son. Yeah,
the son. Yes, it's her brother, right? I would, what I would do, and I don't want to go in a tangent from here. What I would do, and people were talking, they were talking about wanting to do a Vader spin-off, a series for Vader, and I think they would retcon Starkiller, and they would make a series of Vader as a Sith mentor to his son, be a Starkiller like situation. This people would be Starkiller, and you would have Anakin's Padawan, Ahsoka, the light side. You would have Darth Vader's Padawan, Starkiller, the dark side, and then Anakin, he's the father because he was 26 years on the light side and 26 on the dark side, so he's the perfect balance. I think I would go that way, and I would kill Ahsoka at the end of the Tron movie, related to the Tron menace. I would kill her at the end, and she would become like that mystical figure, Force Ghost as well, for the light sides, and that's what I would do. I think she needs her plot armor will end at the end of the Mandalorian with the Thrawn movie.
It's interesting you say that, because where does Balin fit into all of this? I mean,
good.
I mean,
I do have an answer for that, actually. If you want to finish, I'll give you the answer after.
Yeah, let me just finish this up, because in the series, I mean, Balin knew Anakin. So I mean, but how well did he know him? I mean, he speaks of, everybody in the Order knew of Anakin Skywalker, but did he really? Maybe they knew each other. I mean, actually knew each other. So that'll be interesting. But go ahead, your answer.
I would with Balin. I would do again on the Vader series. Do you remember the arrow from the CW?
Yeah.
You remember it? The first 5 seasons was like the episode opening was something that happened in the past, and then it reflects on the present. I would do something like that on the Vader series. The opening would be with Balin, like younger, so you can recast him as a younger actor. You can know him better, and he starts to he knows Anakin in this case. You can use Hayden Christensen, and then if something would happen with that would help Anakin turn to the dark side, and that would reflect on the episode of Vader teaching Starkiller, and that would be a way of giving a more context to Balin, because he was a Jedi and he fell out of the Jedi Order, and he could have done something like that at the same time with Hayden. Regarding the future, I would do something very video gamey, which would be like at the end he's going to like a volcano, and they say it's probably a portal for Mortis, where there's like a demon there. I'm forgetting the name now, and I would do something because we won't be able to use the actor because he's dead, unfortunately. Yeah. He turns into a monster, and the only reason we know it's him, it's because his Padawan has a mental link, and he becomes like not the big bad, but the middle bad of say the first half of the season that doesn't want them to escape the galaxy where they are. That's what I would do with him, because I wouldn't like to recast him, as he did such a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like to recast him.
Burly, I wanna ask you. There's that part at the end in episode 8 when Ezra takes the same ship that was in episode 1 with Balin and Sheen when they came to the New Republic. Was it the New Republic prisoner ship? And he uses this, and it almost looked like the similar scene where Ezra comes in and of course gets back together with Hera again at the very end of the episode. But how did he get past Thrawn? Don't you think that big, don't you think that big ship would have detected some other ship flying out and then have some TIE fighters go out there and destroy it? I mean, what do you think?
Not only TIE fighters, cannons, because the ship showed it had cannons, because firing gunfire down on the planet. That is what we call a plot hole. And they didn't think things through on this. Yeah, no, Thrawn would. You can't tell me, because I used to read I've read stuff on Thrawn in the past before they made it all legacy, and it no longer is canon stuff. That old Thrawn would have blasted him out of the sky and just had a one-liner for it and all that.
Yeah.
This Thrawn is like, he's an ant, and I am a god. So this ant poses no threat to me. Like, no, it doesn't make sense. Thrawn should have annihilated him and stopped him. That was just a bad moment on it.
Yeah. Now, my question is, at the end of the series, all these unanswered questions, but Sheen, the apprentice, now she's with the Marauders. She's with that group, and she's probably going to become their new leader now. So does season 2 pick off where season 1 left off, and Ahsoka and Sabine having to fight Sheen and the Marauders? I just, it's...
Well, they'll do a small time jump, because they got to do something for Ray Stevenson's character, because they're going to put some text or say some lines of dialogue to just make a mention on that and move past it, because it's a no-win scenario. If you recast and throw someone there, people are going to get pissed. You're going to get the least amount by just saying, oh, he's off doing his mission. We can't get to him now.
Yeah. But the gods of Mortis have to come into play in some way, shape, or form. And he's on to something there. So, I mean, whether he, becomes more powerful than he already is, because of these gods of Mortis or whatever, who knows? But we shall see. And it's like, what does Ahsoka and Sabine do? Do they use the Force and call the whales back and get another piggyback ride, back to the main galaxy? I mean, it's like,
they use Magic Space Whale Uber app.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
Yeah, see, like this kind of stuff with this show, this is why I have problems with it. It's just like, I kind of don't care if this gets a season 2 or the movie.
It's getting the movie for sure, but I mean, whether there's a season 2.
But whatever comes after this, it's just like they showed with this, they just wanted to make something and get it out there. Yeah. This needed several rewrites. This needed some good writers to sit down and be like, no, we can't do this. We need to edit this. We need to fix this. Yeah. The show did not have, you can tell Dave Filoni didn't work on this. He's gone. He's in his own bubble doing his own thing.
Well, he's working on the Mandalorian film. That's what he's doing. So
yeah.
And I mean, you figure Luke is going to have to be in that film. So maybe Sebastian Stan will play Luke. Get him to play Luke. Get some actors. Get the girl, Millie Bobby Brown. She can play Princess Leia. I mean, she can be the Jedi Leia before she gives up being Jedi Leia. So you get her to play that. And then of course, Ray Stevenson, unfortunately, they're going to have to recast him for Balin, but who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. And Thrawn's probably in most likelihood going to attack Coruscant in the film. And there's going to be some way that they defeat him, because, the New Republic still is in existence for at least another decade before the First Order comes about. So my question is Thrawn the catalyst, the final catalyst for the foundations of the First Order, because we really don't know who actually founded the First Order. So that'll be interesting to find out. So.
I think it'll be once Thrawn is defeated, a few Empire supporters and stuff like that have been hiding, and we're hoping Thrawn would win, kind of then start talking and pool resources together to make the First Order, is what I'm seeing. But knowing the writing and the quality we're getting, they'll do something stupid for it. I have no faith in this. They showed me with Ahsoka. Sorry to be mean and stuff on it,
but that's the way Disney Plus is. Unfortunately, it's like they come out with short series, and
not thought out, not written well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, of all the Star Wars series they've come out with, Andor is the best one. And Andor, obviously, season 2 is going to finish.
Andor's the best thing of anything Disney's had to do with Star Wars.
Andor is going to finish where it's supposed to finish. It's going to finish like minutes before the first move, before the Andor film starts. So whether we get K2SO, I'm sure we're going to get K2SO in season 2 with Andor. But
God, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. I mean, it's gonna end right where Andor starts. So I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me for this Ahsoka rundown and this review of the season. So this will be going to our Patreon ad-free, and of course, it will also be going here to the YouTube channel here on the Arena Production. So thank you so much. Fubu and Burly for doing this with me. So I've been your host Expat, and we hope to catch you in the next episode of Star Wars Republic, whenever that is. When is the next series, guys, for Star Wars?
Honestly, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I forget when
Andor season
right?
2.
Yeah,
I think Andor season 2.
Andor, yeah.
So when Andor 2 starts, we shall be doing recap and review episodes for season 2, and when the next Star Wars films come out, we will be covering those as well here on the Arena Production. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we hope to catch you in the next one. So may the Force be with you, and take care, everyone. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.